All right, so this whole week we're going to be focusing on multiplying decimals. So the very first thing that we need to be able to do is multiply by tens, hundreds, and thousands. So I've shown you how to do this on your own. Now we're going to think about it a little bit differently, but it's the same concept. So here we're just multiplying by decimals. So on our first one, $17.04 timesing it by 1. Well, you know that's just going to be the same. So you're pretty good there. Nothing changes because you're timesing it by 1. Well, then if you look right here, now you're going to times it by 10. Here's the big golden rule for multiplying by tens, hundreds, and thousands. All you do is you move the decimal to the right. So 10 times $17.04 becomes $170. You move the decimal to the right. And remember this back here, that 0 right there, you can erase it. You can add it. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. So now we're going to look at this next one. Now we're timesing it by 100. So to times it by 10, you move the decimal to the right one place because there's 1 0. Now you're going to move the decimal to the right 2 places because there's 2 zeros. So ready? We're going to go 1 and 2. So there you go. That's the answer. And you could put a 0 0 behind it. All you did was move it to the right 2 places. So now let's take a look at this one. Now you're timesing it by 1,000. So if timesing it by 10, there's 1 0, so you move it to the right once. Timesing it by 100, there's 2 zeros, so you move the decimal to the right twice. Now we have 3 zeros, so what do you think you're going to do? 1, 2, and uh-oh, there's not anything behind it, but I'm still going to move that decimal 1, and what do you think I could add there? If you guessed a 0, you're correct. So we're going to write that down, 17,040. And now if you wanted to, you could add 2 decimals behind it. Perfect. So here's our next one. Now there's only times 1, so you're not going to do anything with this. Now let's take a look at this one. Now you're timesing it by 10. There's 1 0, so what are you going to do? You're going to move the decimal to the right once, which means I'm left with 31 and 9. I could leave it like that. I could also add a 0 behind it. Let's take a look at this one. Now we're timesing it by 100. Well, there's 2 zeros, so I'm going to move it to the right twice. So 319. If I wanted to, I could put a 0 behind it, or 2 zeros, or 3 zeros, or whatever. Now we're timesing it by 1,000. Ooh, 3 zeros. Okay, follow me with this one. 1, 2. There's nothing else here, but I'm still going to move it that third place. What could I add there? I could add in a 0. So let's write that out. 3190 decimal point 00 if I wanted to. Comma. Okay, next one. Well, you're timesing it by 1. There's no zeros, so I'm just going to leave it alone. 46 or 45 and 6/10. Next one, you were timesing it by 1 0, so what are you going to do? Going to move it to the right once. That gives you, 456. Next one, there are 2 zeros, so what are you going to do? Move it to the right twice. 1. Uh-oh, nothing else I can do, but I still got it, so I'm going to add a 0 there. So 4,560. If you wanted to, you could add your decimal and your 2 zeros behind it, or 1 0 or 5 zeros. It doesn't matter. Zeros are zeros. Last one, timesing it by 1,000. Once again, you move your decimal. There's 3 zeros, so you move your decimal over 3. 1, 2, 3. With those 2 things, there's nothing behind it, so you just add zeros. Oh, it kind of looks like a smiley face. So 4, 5, 6, 0, 0. I could leave it like that. I could put a decimal here. I could put a 0 behind it. I could put 5 zeros. It does not matter. Here's the next type of example. Thinking of algebraic thinking. N times $3.25 equals $325. So what is it times N? Well, nothing has changed except that decimal has gone over 1, or gone over a couple of times. So we know that N is going to be 1 and a 0 0 something. So what we're going to do, and there's a couple of different ways that you could do this. The easiest way for you, you're going to go, okay, how many times did that decimal move over? So you're going to start here at this decimal. Did it go over 1? Well, no, it had to go over again. So 2. Oh, that's where my decimal is, right there after that 5. So because the decimal went over twice, that means you're going to add in 2 zeros. So n equals 100.